Guys, welcome back. So last night I filmed the review to Mr. Magic, and I'm telling you, this is not a joke. I do not have the capability, the time, or anything to orchestrate something like this. So I know it's just tech issues, but it's just kind of weird that it happened on this video. Last night I filmed my review for Mr. Magic, and today I sat down to start editing it, and about half of the audio showed up, and then the other half is just gone. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, and you probably can't hear, but you can see audio down here at the bottom. If I didn't have my mic plugged in, we would be able to hear this audio. This audio is all really good, and it's at a normal setting, okay? The default setting, okay? So then I'm going around here, and this part is the end of just summarizing what they're doing, and it's right about the time where I'm talking about how this show was really popular, but no one can remember it. And then we get this segment, and I just thought that for whatever reason the volume went down or whatever. I have the volume set at high just because I didn't know if maybe it was just incredibly quiet, and there's little spikes of sound, but everything else is muted. It's gone. Anyways, tell me that that's not incredibly weird and freaky, because I didn't stop the video at any time. It was all in one sitting, and it just, at that moment in time, I guess the mic just decided to quit working, but it's not working. It's picking up some sounds. Right? It's so weird. Okay. Anyways, needless to say, I'm gonna go ahead and try to refilm this video. I just really wanted to share this because... Alright, let's try this again. Mr. Magic by Kiersten White. This is the second Kiersten White book that I have read this month, and it really grabbed my attention because of the very bright colored, nostalgic creepiness of the cover. This book follows a group of adults that are getting back together after many years. They were all children co-stars on a child's TV show that apparently was very popular, which ended after something tragic happened on set. The mystery unfolds as we get to know our characters, and they kind of explain some of their experiences from back when they were on the show together. This is considered a horror, so things are pretty creepy, like the fact that this was considered a very popular kids program, and yet there's no backlogs, no saved tapes, no evidence that it aired, and it seems like everyone has forgotten it except for the inner circle, which gives me complete House of Leaves vibes. I couldn't find anywhere on Goodreads if this was intended to be like a House of Leaves retelling. This author does a lot of retellings, so that's why I kind of feel like that's why I kind of feel like this is a lot of inspired by House of Leaves. Also, the cast is staying in this house, and I guess this house is actually the setting of the show as well, and so the house itself is kind of creepy. Unfortunately, this book really didn't work for me. I thought that the concept was really cool, but I really couldn't get attached to any of the characters. I did like how the tension started to gradually increase as the story went on, and the creepiness and the just like that ever impeding feeling that things were about to go down, that there's something seriously not right. But I ended up finishing this book wondering if it wasn't a satire. So I actually went back and dug through Goodreads tags and read reviews and everything else, trying to see if anyone else had that feeling that it could be a satire. But there isn't. So I guess that's just me. To me, it's a satire. And I think that's because it felt cartoony and a little bit silly more than horror-esque. And I guess maybe that's intended to be that way. I mean, I can see how that cartooniness, that hyperbole cartooniness was probably intentional, as we are talking that it used to be a kids show. And that can have its own sort of creepiness in and of itself, like kind of why a lot of people feel that dolls are really creepy. For me, I also kind of had a hard time visualizing what the set was supposed to look like, visualizing who Mr. Magic was, what this TV show was about. And I feel like a lot more attention was given to idea that two of our side characters are maybe withholding information, and one of our side characters is kind of in this really weird and lame love interest relationship with our main character. And I feel like it could have been my attitude of that, how much I didn't like that kind of overshadowed everything else. But that was a huge problem for me in this book. I'm like, I'm here for the the creepy horror stuff, not about y'all's relationship, which makes absolutely no sense to me either, because our main character and this guy have not seen each other for so many years. They were close when they were kids, and I guess there was a part where she's like, she felt safe with him when she was a kid, but like, come on now. It's not always going to be like, you guys have to like get to know each other again, and she's acting like no time had passed, and I don't know, it just felt very strange to me, and I really didn't like it. It probably was because it was really rushed into the whole thing. I don't know, like, there was just so much emphasis on that I didn't have enough time with, like, the TV show bit of it. As I said, this really gave me House of Leaves vibes. And I really wonder if people who liked House of Leaves would like this book. Don't get me wrong, I also liked House of Leaves, but I think I like the concept of House of Leaves a lot more than the reading experience of House of Leaves. And retrospectively, that I am over the time spent on the enormously long book and loads of just wasted paper, I can kind of hone in on the overall idea of House of Leaves and why it was so scary and creepy, and those things linger with me. So I feel like House of Leaves is kind of a weird one for me because I hated the reading experience of it. Like, there were just so many pages that like were just inarticulate, and I understand the artisticness of it all, but like, my god, it was over 700 pages of this. Yeah. Anyways, it was just a bit much. I realized this was a pretty short review, which is kind of odd for me because I do like to yammer on a lot. I believe that that's all I have to say about this book. Let me know if you've read this and what you thought of it. Thank you so much for watching. Let's hope the audio recorded this, and I'll see you soon. Bye.